Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good noon. Before I begin with my self introduction, I'd like to apologize because you might hear uneasiness in my voice because I have a stiff neck at the moment. It does not let me move my neck the way I want it to be moved. So please bear with me, okay? Again, good noon. My name is KDapar. I am married. I've been married for more than 8 years already. We have three children, two boys and one girl. 7 years old for about to be 5 years old this month, and 2 years old. Um, I took my undergraduate at the Visayas State University back in 2006, and I majored that I took BS in development communication, major in broadcasting, and after graduation, I was able to work in a call center industry for I think 6 or 7 years, and then I had to change career. I decided to find a different job because when you are in a call center industry, well, health wise, it does not give you any good in terms of health condition, and um, it also does not give you better career opportunity, I would say. I mean, personally. So it got me exhausted while working in a call center industry because you always work night shift. So it does not allow you to have a normal life. That's why I decided to, back in 2010, I enrolled at the University of the Visayas in UV Cebu. I took diploma in professional education, major in English, and that was for 2 semesters, 2010 and 2011 summer class. And then in February or March 2012, I was blessed have been to have been one of the board passers for that. So in January 2013, that's when I started working in DepEd. So currently, I am in Bohol. I am from Malaysia, Bohol, and I am with DepEd for more than 6 years already. I am handling mostly senior high school subjects, English, senior high school subjects. I'm handling oral communication, media and information literacy, also English 8, homeroom guidance in grade 9. I'm also handling reading and writing skills, English for academic purposes. So, motivations, reasons for pursuing master's degree. It has always been a plan to pursue master's degree. However, there were circumstances where it did not allow me to pursue master's degree. For example, getting married. I I had children, so I had to give my husband three children first. Uh, I had to build my own family first before I pursue my master's degree because, well, for me, building a family first is equally important as getting your higher education. So I had to settle and build my family first before I said it's now time to get a master's degree. So there. And also, I didn't want I don't want to settle for I don't want to settle in the teaching one position, especially when you retire, because in depth ed, there's going to be a retirees honoring of retirees. So in that occasion or in that event, they would have to read your achievements and what have you done, whatnot. So I don't like to settle in the teaching one position because for me it would be a little embarrassing if you have been working for so long, for how many years, and then you just settled to being a teacher one. So I'd like my achievements to be more than the teaching one position, perhaps master teacher or principal, hopefully in the coming years. So, before I retire. So there. And also the higher position you have in the ed, the bigger compensation you will get. So basically that's the reason why uh, I am pursuing master's degree now. Okay, why do you like teaching? I did not like teaching in the beginning because, like I said, the main reason actually why I enrolled DPE or Diploma in Professional Education is I had a plan on going abroad, or I had a plan going to the United States to be teaching children, and also because they give better compensation in the United States. That was the original plan, but well, the Lord gave me a different path, so He put me under DepEd. And when I started in DepEd, when I started teaching, um, the way my students see me, the way they look at me when I start speaking, because my students would really say that they like me, especially when I start talking, because they want to be like me. I mean, they want to know, or they want to master how I speak. So, in other words, they idolize me. I mean, they have me as an inspiration, as their favorite. So, from that, from there, that's when I started loving how to teach, because every time I speak, every time I have my discussions, they really listen to me. I mean, not all of them, not everybody is listening to me, or is listening when I discuss, but most of them. And then they would always tell me that they like how I speak. So from there, it gave me an inspiration to teach. It gave me the love for teaching, because I became an inspiration to my students. So far, what is your biggest fear as a teacher, and why? So far, my biggest fear is not being able to, or or I should say, my fear is that uh, I my students would lose interest in listening to my subjects, especially during my discussion, and they would lose interest in me. I mean, s- you know, in a classroom setting, you have to, you have to do everything just to get your students' attention. So my fear is that if I don't anymore get their attention, I don't anymore get to let them listen to me. So if nobody is uh, no longer interested in what I do as a teacher. I mean, no students is no longer interested in what I do as a teacher. So something like that. If they lose interest in me, if my students would no longer listen to me, so probably that's one of my biggest fear as of the moment. So far, what is your biggest discouragement, frustration as a teacher? Not really discouragement, because like I said, I have learned to love teaching, and I have learned to love uh, this profession. So maybe frustration, in terms of how in terms of my attitude. So, it has something to do with my attitude, I guess, because I have this tendency not to observe time. Uh, it's always been a problem since I started working, and I think I need to change it. I mean, I not think, but I really need to change it because it's not doing any good. I also need to be consistent with meeting deadlines. So, as much as possible, I have to uh, be on time, especially in logging in, I mean, in going to school. So, if not early, at least on time. And also in submitting deadlines. So that's one of my frustrations. I have I don't have that consistency in doing that. So hopefully, I can change that. It's just a matter of self discipline. So I'm gonna do that. Yes, I'm gonna do that. So far, what is your greatest achievement, fulfillment as a teacher? Elaborate your answer. I am still. I would say that 6 years is not a very long, time for me to say that I have already achieved a lot of things working as a teacher in that bed. But our school started in 2012, and I was one of the pioneering teachers. And I'd say that one of my biggest achievements is that uh, we have we were able to sustain the school because our neighboring schools were talking about Katipunan High School not being able to survive because it's just a very small school, and we lack teachers, we lack learning materials, everything were lacking, and then everything was lacking. We didn't have much of that resources back then, back in 2012. I was one of the municipal paid teachers, and then I became voluntary teachers, and then I became provincial paid teachers. I waited 4 years before I was able to get the item, the permanent status for that bed. So if one of the if if as one of the pioneering teachers of Katipunan High School counts to be an achievement, because this year is going to be our fifth graduation ceremony. So we were already able to produce more than 100 graduates. So I'd say that's one of my greatest achievement as a teacher. If you are given a chance to propose or suggest a policy in order to improve the quality of education in our country, what will it be and why? For me, I would like to agree that increasing the salary for teachers, because teachers are. I also agree that we have a lot of paperworks, and we do everything, especially in a small school. We are loaded. We only have 1 to 2 hours of break time, and then for like on a daily basis we only have 1 to 2 hours of break time. So it does not give us a lot of time to relax, I would say. So I think we deserve an increase in salary. And also, another thing is, we hope. And also, because now I'm also taking care of the school library, I also wish that in the future DepEd would uh, provide uh, enough funding for the internet connectivity, especially for e-library, because e-library would help a lot of would help students to, especially doing research, because they have practical research for grades 11 and 12. So it would be of much help for them if DepEd would give each schools an e-library where it has internet connectivity. The students can have access to internet, so they don't have to go anywhere just to get access to an internet, because they can just they can just do that in school. So hopefully, DepEd would take a look at that, and they would give each schools an e-library, not only in the city. I think that has already been happening. I mean, that has already been um, going on in the city, but for remote areas like our school, it's still so hard to get an internet connectivity, especially when they do research. So research takes a lot of, or needs a lot of uh, internet connectivity, for those things. So, what can you say about the MTBMLE program? I'm not sure, actually. To be honest, I'm not sure with MTBLE program. I would say something about it if it has, longer effect on my children. I have I have a grade two student and a kinder, and hopefully someday my daughter will also be uh, going to school. So maybe I could say something to it if it has a negative effect on the learning of my children. So that's when I could say that it's not good or it's good. If it has to continue, or if it has to improve, or if it has to fully stop this MTB Emily program. As of the moment, I am not yet very. I'm not yet. Not sure what to say about the program, because it hasn't done anything yet to my children in terms of their learning. I mean, in terms of their learning capacity. Okay, so what can you say about the K to 12 program in our country? I'm okay with the K to 12 program. Yes, I'm okay with it, especially that I am teaching senior high school students. It actually equips them. I mean, it gives them enough time to be ready, or to prepare themselves going to college, because college is not an easy feat. If you go to college, you have to be ready with everything. I mean, mentally, intellectually, physically, financially. So I think that K to 12 gives them enough time, and gives prepares them for the real battle when you go to college. However, in terms of the learning materials, or yeah, in terms of the learning materials and the materials that our students need, I think DepEd should I think DepEd should give more materials, learning materials especially, for the students as well as for the teacher. So, I mean, at the moment we are using modules. We are utilizing the modules that has been provided during the modular learning uh, era. So it's okay, but some subjects, although my subjects, we have complete modules, or we have complete materials for our subject, for English subjects, but for MAPE, I think, and for TLE, so they lack materials for that. So I think that Ed should be able to provide enough materials for all subjects. Okay, so not for only for English, not only for the core subjects, but also for the subjects, especially PE, MAPE, and TLE. Okay, so as an educator, how do you see yourself 10 years from now? Please expound. Um, I just recently, I wanted to actually transfer to a tertiary level. So when I finish probably my master's degree or my PhD, hopefully in the future, I have a plan to transfer to to transfer teaching in the tertiary level because I think it's more interesting in the tertiary level because they don't anymore have lesson plans, something like that. They don't have much paperwork compared to the secondary level, I would say. I'm guessing. I hopefully. So I think it's also more, it's also more fulfilling, I think, if you teach in the tertiary level because you are interacting with more mature and more motivated students. So I think it's interesting to be in the tertiary level, 10 years from now. So how did you become a teacher? Was it by choice or by accident? I would say it was both. It was a choice, yes, because I took diploma in professional education, and also it was by accident because I just came along with someone talking about it or someone talking about applying for a teaching position. So yeah, I would say it was by choice and by accident. What problems do you see in our country's educational system? Well, I would say our educational system, especially in the public school, I would say that it's actually improving. I would not say it's not doing any good. It's actually improving because in our school, I could compare that back in 2012, 2013, 2014, we had a lot of problems in terms of getting enough classrooms, enough chairs, enough learning materials, books, and all those stuff. Even our computers, we didn't have those back in some back in 2012, 13, and 14. But now, starting or beginning 2018 until 2022, yeah. So we are now offering ICT. So our students are beginning to learn or to navigate computers when they are in grade 9. So they are beginning to get exposed to computers in grade 9 because DepEd, they have this DCT, or the, I'm not sure what that stands for. Besides, it's something like computerization program, so something like that. So they gave us each school, DepEd gave each school around 50 tablets, if I'm not mistaken. So our grade 9 students would start using those tablets, and they use it, one tablet each student. Before, back in 2013 or 14, we didn't have that privilege. So if we say computers, we really don't have the access to using the computer. But now our students can get to have access to it, and it's a one is to one ratio. So which is a very good thing, and I say that DepEd is doing their best, although it's not, it might not be that perfect, or it might not be that 100% good or 100% rating, but at least they're doing their best, and they are providing for each school, and not only in terms of computerization, but also in terms of the classroom, and also the giving of the buildings and the chairs and the learning materials. So basically, they're trying, the department is trying their best to give everything, to provide everything for the children, for the teachers, for the school in general. Okay, do you really believe that education is a person's best ticket to overcome poverty? I would think so, yes. This is a ticket to overcoming poverty because in my case, well, we were not well off. I mean, we were able to study, but my mom did not really have that enough compensation to really, uh, provide us with our basic needs. But because we were able to finish college, and then we have jobs now. So I think that we were able to get what we want now. I mean, not only in terms of what we need, but also in terms of what we want. We can now buy the things that we need, and also the things that we want. So I think I would say that it's the best ticket to overcoming poverty. I mean, it also, I mean, Madiscarte, just like what the other students mentioned here, that being Madiscarte and all those stuff would also help you be successful. But one thing also that would help you become successful is your education and your diploma. You can never go wrong with having a diploma. So that's it. Um, so I think that would be all. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and I am so glad meeting you all here via the self introduction. I'm able to get to know everyone here. So, again, thank you, and thank you for listening to my video.